Okay, so working with arithmetic sequences, we've done this before. This isn't the first time that we've been exposed to arithmetic sequences, but an arithmetic sequence is a sequence that has a difference between consecutive terms that's constant. We often refer to it as something that is the terms are changing by a constant negative number or a constant positive number. Things are being added and subtracted in order to get each consecutive term. So that's your arithmetic sequence. And here we're looking for you to identify arithmetic sequences. And in order to do that, we are looking for something that has a common difference. So each term should be separated by the same value. And looking here, we can say that when I look at A, I have 2, 4, 8, 16, and if I, to find a common difference, I will take one value and subtract the previous value from it. So I take 4 and subtract the previous term 2, and I get 2. And then I take the next term, 8, and subtract 4, the previous term, and get 4. So these are not common differences. So this is not, it's not arithmetic. Otherwise, it would have a common difference, and these are not the same values. Looking at B, on the other hand, we have 1, 5, 9, 13, 17. You can look at it quickly and say, well, it looks like each term is being separated by 4. And we can check that by looking at one term, 5, and subtracting its previous term. So 5 minus 1 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. 13 minus 9 is 4. There you go. So since it seems to be a common difference of 4, then that is going to be arithmetic because it has a common difference of 4. And that is how we look at a sequence and identify whether it is arithmetic or not. Analyzing a sequence. Now, a arithmetic sequence can be written in this form. AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times D. And we've learned in the past that this N value is some future number. And if I want to figure this out, it says, what is the 46th term? What is the 46th term of this arithmetic sequence that begins 3, 5, 7? Well, I know here that some of the things that I do know is A1, 3 is A1, and then it seems to be changing by a value of taking 5, subtracting 3, I get a 2. And taking 7 and subtracting 5, I get a 2. So it looks like my common difference is going to be 2. So I do some substitution here, and I know that in my sequence, I'm going to have negative 2. I'm going to have 1 minus n, and then my a1, the first term we said was 3, equals a to the n. And that is coming up with that the sequence definition given the information we had. So if we come over here and we have right here, we're looking for n value is going to be 46. So we go ahead and replace that. So we have 46, a to the 46th. We replace my first term, which we said is 3. We take n and replaced it with 46, so we replace all values of n with 46. And then my common difference we said was 2. And then we simplify and do our order of operations, and we find out that the A46 is 93. So there we have identified our 46th term is 93. Okay, looking at this next example, it says, what are the second and third terms of this arithmetic sequence? They've given us 80 and 125, and we know here that 80 is A1 and 125 is going to be A4. So what I'm able to do then is take this formula that we talked about, this definition up here, and I'm going to use that to find out some of the missing stuff. What I'm missing here is I am missing the common difference. I do not know what the value of D is, but I can take in A1 and I can take in A4 and I can plug it back into my formula and figure out what D is, because I have three unknowns here. I do not know AN, I do not know A1, and I do not know my D. But if I replace A4 and I replace A1, I'm able to calculate that. So if A4, N becomes 4 equals 80 plus, again, replacing A1 with 80, and then I have N was 4 minus 1 times D, do some order of operations here. This becomes A4, we said, was 125. So I have 125 equals 80 plus 3D. And now doing my inverse operations, I'm able to isolate my variable, and I know that my difference, my common difference, turns out to be 15. With a common difference of 15, I can turn around and say, well, 80 plus 15 is 95. 95 plus 15 is 110. 110 plus 15 is 125. So I'm able to figure those numbers out that way. I can also turn around and use my formula and say that A2 is going to be 80 plus 2 minus 1 times 15. Order of operations, I can find out that A2 is 95, A3 is going to be 110 with that math. Feel free to check it for a moment. As we work on the arithmetic mean of an arithmetic sequence, what the mean is we know from previous things in math, is going to be the average. So in order to find the mean, that means we are dealing with 3 consecutive terms, and then I wrote over here in the margins that the middle term of any 3 consecutive terms is going to be its arithmetic mean. So I have potentially 3 terms here. In this example, it says the 9th and 11th terms of an arithmetic sequence are 1, 32, and 98. What is the 10th term? So right here, I'm looking for the 10th term, and those would be my 3 consecutive terms. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the first and third of terms. So we're going to take term 9 and term 11, and we're going to add them together and divide them by 2 to find out what the average is. So adding those two together, we get 230, and then we'll divide that by 2, and then our arithmetic mean of those 3 terms is going to be 115. So that tells me then that term, the 11th term, or the 10th term, A10, is going to be 115. That is how we could write that. And we could even check it. Here we've checked it that 115 minus its previous term is negative 17, and then we turned around and said 98 minus its previous term is negative 17. So we were able to check that. And we can, let's see here, we can probably do the same thing with this next example. Let's look. And what it is asking you for, it says, once you get to it, it says, how can you find the 7th term using the arithmetic mean? Well, what they want you to do is they want you to explain it in your own words. 3 consecutive terms, term 5, 6, and 7, that's 3 consecutive terms. In order to find the, let's see here, in order to find this term, we could, according to this, you can add the 5th and 6th terms together and then divide by 2, and that would find the average change. And that turns out to be your common difference. Once you found the common difference, well, you can add that to get to your 7th term. Moving on to the explicit formula, using an explicit formula for an arithmetic sequence. An explicit formula allows you to go to a certain spot in your sequence. We've So we can pick a term and go to that term using this formula. Some of the things that you have to have in order to do that are going to be, you are going to need, as we said, an equals a1 plus n minus 1 times d. You're going to need the value of your first term. You're going to need your common difference and to use your explicit formula. So looking at this, we have the number of seats in the first 13 rows of a section in the arena form an arithmetic sequence. So that tells me that they are increasing or decreasing by the same value. Row 1 and row 2 have 14 and 16 seats. Well, that tells me that I increase by 2 each time. So my common difference is going to be 2. How many seats are there in the 13th row? Well, the 13th row, n is 13, and then I'm going to replace, I go ahead and solve for a13 equals 14. Where did I get 14? 14 was the original first row that I had. Plus n became 13 because I'm looking for my 13th term. I replaced 13 and then 13 minus 1 became 12, common difference 2. Doing my order of operations, I have to multiply 12 times 2 first, add it to 14, giving me a 38. So the 13th row of my arena, it has 38 seats. So there I'm using my arithmetic sequence, the explicit formula, going to a certain row. And finally, this last example, if there are 20 seats in row 1 and 23 seats in row 2, how many are there in row 16? Well, if we know that A1 is going to be 20, A2 is going to be 23, I can turn around and take my second term, 23, and subtract 20 from it and get A3. So I find out that my common difference is going to be 3. Using that same formula that we used up here, my explicit formula, I replace my AN with A16 because we now know what term number we're looking for, 16.